Hey everyone, this is Chart Sniper. Hope you had a great weekend. I would like to analyze the market a little bit on this Sunday evening and also probably look at some of the stocks to help navigate my positions for the next week. So this is going to be a preview of the week of 15th to August 20th. Okay. So to start with, overall the market is neutral, and that's what I would put it as, um, or mildly bullish, neutral to mildly bullish. So this here you're seeing a E-mini SPY futures, S&P futures, and as you can see on the daily chart on the right side, there is a weekly chart on the left side. It is above the 5 EMA, 5 days EMA. So market is bullish, and then there is a lot of room until 4476 there, and we'll see that we are seeing that the Bollinger Bands are coming in a little bit. So let's see how it goes on the weekly. It started pretty decently, not big down move as such. It's a slightly higher than where it opened. These are futures, so we are looking at future week here, and we had 2 weeks of nice bullishness, and third week is quite possible. Whenever we go and see how it behaved like last 2 weeks of bullishness, there is a third week which is positive, but there is a lot of volatility also there. 2 weeks and third week, right? Similar to that, we can see that it can try to open here. If it pulls back, the 5 EMA should act as a support, and then it tries to make some decent moves next week. Next week is going to be a monthly expiration. So what will be looking at is this monthly expiration. You can expect a lot of consolidation to sideways, and also a lot of pinning effects that will be there based on the options. So you have to be cautious on some of the directional trades that you'll be making, because sometimes the market would like to end these monthly expirations flat. Okay, so you have to be careful about that. So this is ES, so it's a neutral zone. It has room to go up, and there is a strong support of weekly 5 EMA and daily 5 EMA. Let's go and see NQ. So Nasdaq, it is also in the same bucket. It was actually down a little bit. It was underperforming SPY, but from the last couple of days, it tried to gain very good momentum. So it's trying to take the baton from some other sectors in the market. Okay, so it looks strong. It has still room to go up with some decent support down. Weekly also looking pretty good there. And with that assumption, let's go and look at some of the stocks that my positions. I would say I can't cover everything, but we can see we have earnings in Roblox. Roblox has pulled back in the last few months, and now it is trying to gain above 1/3 of its value of pullback. It's strongly below that downtrend line. Overall, on a daily, it is not able to claim the 50 days average. This is the pink one, is the 50 days average, but it's above 5 and 8. So it's sandwiched between 50 and 8, and we have to see how it goes. And there is a lot of confusion here, right? It's above some certain averages, but below certain averages. So when you have this kind of confusion, what would help is looking at the weekly. So when you go and look at the weekly on the left side, weekly is turning slowly bullish. Okay, it was a decent candle last week, a long body, decent there, and the 5 and 8 are moving upward. Okay, we have to still see whether 5 could cross above 8. For yellow is 8 and gray is 5. For that to happen, there has to be a decent candle, and with earnings there, we could see it a couple of ways. It could actually go bullish, and there will be a nice crossover of 5 over 8, and for continuing the trend, like something that happened in the previous earnings, where the moving average, the gray line, 5 EMA crossed above 8, it continued there, or we can see it losing both of those and start going down further. Okay, we are expecting an implied move of $9 plus or minus $9, so it would be from 83, I mean 84 to 91. That takes it to this exactly 61.8 retracement, or to the downside it would be 75. So that will probably take us to this support trend line. So when we go and look at long term, so it has been holding this support line. So 75 being support, 91 being resistance. That's what the implied move says. So based on that, we have to see. Previous earnings looks like was taken as positive, and with so summer holidays and a lot of playing happening, it might be positive, but we never know. We can't guess. Some of the positive move could be already priced into this weekly candle, the up move that happened, right? So we can go and see the option chain for roadblocks, and for August we are looking at a lot of open interest at around 80 put. So that could be a pretty decent support to the downside. Yeah, and this is there, but I think it's far out of the money. So it looks like 80 will be decent support, and to the upside, yeah, if it goes higher, for sure it's going to stay above the 90 because of this. But if it kind of stays somewhere in between 90 and 80, so it's really difficult to say where exactly it will end up the week. But 80 is a good support, and for now looks like 100 is a strong resistance, with 90 as a decent resistance there. IV is quite high. Implied volatility is 123%, so we can look for selling some of the iron condors here, maybe like sell a 80 put, and probably buy a 75, and 80 put was around 34 delta, so we can go and see, yeah, we can go and sell a 90, 95. So we'll be collecting $2.70 for a $10 wide spread. Okay, that's a decent strategy if you are neutral, if you'd like to kind of take advantage of this high IV, hyped up IV. If you are bullish, what you could do is you can also do a 95 call calendar. What it means is you can buy 95, you can sell 95 call for this August 20th, and buy September 17th 95 call, and it only costs 1.74. Actually, when you go and look at September 17th, the 95 call, you have to pay 3.4 to buy it, but here you're able to take some of the cost off by selling August expiration. So you can do this calendar also. So those are some plays that you could play if it's bullish, if you're depending on if you're bullish or neutral. But yeah, it's a very decent hyped up IV to take advantage of by selling some premium for that week. Okay, so let's go and look at. I think that's the only earnings that I have in the positions that I'm holding. Let's quickly look at Apple. Yeah, last week it broke this symmetrical triangle, the yellow lines that you see here. It kind of made a decent move and now reached that upper symmetrical triangle. So we'll be looking at some kind of consolidation or a breakout because this is a long weekend. We might not see a breakout, but we never know. So this still forms a decent consolidation there, decent triangle, and it could continue here for a little bit more time within this triangle. Um, 150 is a very decent resistance, that upper Bollinger Band. On a weekly, when you go and look at it, it bounced off the 5 weeks average, and we have room to go all the way to 152. 152 and 153 is a very strong resistance. So if you have some positions in Apple, especially short-term options, try to book some profit at 152 and 153. Okay, and looks like 147 will be a decent support with 146 as a decent support, 147, 146 as decent support. Very nice volume there on Jiley. Next, look at AMD. Very nice daily candle, very nice volume above average, and weekly it has been great volume. Yeah, so looks pretty good on weekly and daily, and to the upside, if it would like to go, it could be go to all the way to 115.5. That could be some decent resistance there. Let's look at Boeing. It's closed below 50 and 100 and below 5, so it's kind of trying. It's not that strong on daily for sure. A good support is at 227, but we have to see weekly clearly. It's being rejected by the 20 EMA that is there, so not so bullish. It has to move really move about 238 to make its to turn back into bullishness. Okay. So weekly 238 or 240 level would be decent for upside move. If not, it will do a slow grind lower now that there is no catalyst out there. Volume has been pretty low, both on daily and weekly also. So it's in a consolidation phase. Caterpillar, very nice move. Industrials overall with that infrastructure package behaved pretty good last first 3 days of the last week, and gave up some of the gains in the last 2 weeks. But overall, when you take the entire week, it has been pretty constructive. So we have room until 225 in Caterpillar. So yeah, 225 is a strong resistance. If it goes above that, it can go to 330. Chipotle, very similar to AM, it has been pretty strong after that, and it's about daily 5 average. So pretty strong bullish trend. On weekly, it tried to kind of close a little bit below the upper Bollinger Band. So with 1800 as support and 1900 as resistance to keep it simple. It might do some kind of consolidation there because it had a pretty good move after the earnings, and August 20th is the monthly expiration of the earnings of the yeah, after the earnings. So they might hold between these two levels. So coin, the earnings were pretty good. It was sold off, I would say, unfairly, or maybe all the good news was already baked into before the earnings itself, in the form of this big up move that happened. Overall, it's in a channel, it's in an upward channel. What would like to see is it to hold, it try to fill in the gap, earnings down gap to the upside, and it becomes very important for it to try that. So it looks constructive on a weekly. Still, it's in the channel and it's holding above this upper half of this channel. So as long as this 260 level holds, we can stay bullish in coin. and it has room to go up up to 292 because it was a strong earnings. All it needs is some consolidation and some more buyers to come in to buy it. But otherwise, it was a very strong earnings. So Dollar Tree earnings is on 826. So pretty decent consolidation there. Yep, on weekly it is the weekly 103 is was the resistance, the 50 weeks average. If it could go above that 103 next week, it might retouch that 105 level. Volume was pretty good and yeah, kind of mixed week, but yeah, 3 days of strong move and very decent healthy consolidation above 5 EMA. DocuSign's earnings in 14 days, it gave up quite a bit and it's trying to stay below the um, 5 and 8 EMAs. All this Delta COVID news related moves that happen in stocks like DOCU, Shopify. So there was a quick bounce, and then it gave up a lot of gains. So which is not good. Even Zoom also. So you have to. So they used it as a good as a news to kind of bounce it pretty hard, and then they sold off quickly. So what it might mean is it might mean that the Delta variant concerns, um, investors are not taking it that seriously. Whatever move that happened, it gave up all the gains there. So we need to be careful about this momentum stocks names. So let's start with DOCU. So on a weekly, it's staying above the five weeks average, which is good, and it's we better kind of it stays above the 295 level. As long as it stays above that, it might make a move that to that 325 or 320 range in the upcoming weeks before earnings. 295 to 320 is pretty decent move if it really happens there. But if there is any news that the COVID concerns are not a big concern anymore, then we might see some pullback. So EOG, I have a play in this one because I was hoping that very strong support of this, which is May 2008 support, will hold here when it pull back, but it went below that. So there is a 200 months average at 63.38. That might be a decent support with some intermediate support at 200 days average, which is at 65. So we have to really see. It's a very big sell volume on EOG on that earnings. So let's hope that it will start bouncing. If not, it might continue lower. So we need to kind of manage that position that we have. It's a leap, it's a January expiration, so we have a lot of time on that, but still we have to be cautious. Transports are staying above that critical level of I would not say transports as such as a bundle, but FedEx is trying to stay above the 274 level. We have a trade there, a 275, 285 butterfly. So let's go and see what happens with that this week. Okay. Yeah, if it goes to if it goes towards 285, that's well and good. We could close the position in profit. If not, we have to manage it. But overall, I would want it to move above 280 quickly and then stay above that for a good bounce into future. Transports being strong helps the market, overall market also quite a bit. Lockheed Martin, LMT, 365, 360 put spread. So it's not looking great. I had to manage it a little bit. So what I did was I was hoping that it stays above this 200 days average, but it's below that consistently. So let's see if it bounces there. If not, I mean, there is strong downtrend on daily 5 EMA as resistance, so it would go lower. So we'll do some quick managing early this week. Weekly also looking very strongly bearish. But from the options perspective, let's go and see this guy. Options perspective, LMT for August looks like 2345 is where it might go. $6, $7 from here, or it might stay higher. So let's see where it goes exactly. And MongoDB. MongoDB earnings in 14.5 very similar to DocuSign, and it's in a tight consolidation there. Not so great volume on daily, but if it breaks above that before the earnings, then we might see quick move towards, like this is actually breaking above that downtrend line also. If not, it can just do some more consolidation there, but on daily the chart looks very constructive above all the averages with some resistance there. Once it breaks out, it can move big. And on weekly, it looks really, really good without much resistance all the way until 325 or 328. So MDB is looking pretty good for a pre-earnings potential rally. The reason why I use pre-earnings is it may or might not make that move. MRNA, it's holding on well. So we have a very big iron condor there sitting, and I think we moved this. No, I think this is there. So it has all this range to kind of play with on a daily. It can still stay in the range. Weekly, it's even though that pullback happened, but actually on a monthly level, it's still very strongly bullish. And on a weekly level, let's go and see. Yeah, it's not that bearish either because it's still above that 5 weeks average. So 356 is a kind of a decent support if it pulls back to that level. Morgan Stanley looking pretty good here. Very decent move. Yeah, that was a big sell volume, but overall it's increasing volume on weekly. So looking pretty good there. We have some resistances, the channel resistance. We have some more room to run at around 109 or 110 maybe. So what you have to do this week, especially if you are in a very short-term trades, is try to go and look at what the open interest is looking like in MS, and looks like 105 is the level where it could try to stay around or consolidate for this weekend. Okay, 105 to 100, any level between that, maybe 100. So we never know. First 2 days will dictate how it would behave. So Microsoft, pretty strong. One of the strong technical names that I see is Microsoft and Apple and Google. So it very nice move on daily. It's close to that resistance level, but I think 296 will be a strong resistance there. For any further upside move, it needs to kind of really work hard. path. We are in a very long-term leap trade in this one, and it's kind of, yeah, I would like to see it move above the 20 days average, but yeah, it's kind of going in consolidation mode, very strong downtrend. So it's almost like, picking the bottom. If we try to pick the bottom because it's a leap trade, we are in it for long term. So we have that support. There might be some downside move, but we have to really see where it goes. Hopefully, it holds this support at 60 and starts bouncing hard. Palantir looking good after the earnings, very decent volume, and it broke the downtrend line. Looks like there's some strong resistance at 2026.5, but yeah, pretty good. And we can go and look at monthly. If, it's looking pretty decent. So as long as it stays above the 24 level, we should. Yeah, it's good. So we want some catch up to happen. All these short-term moving averages moving above the long-term moving averages. But with 24 as a stop, we can stay long in this trade. QQQ. I hope this will make a big move, causing a lot of upward move in the tech stocks. They can take in turns on some stocks going higher in the beginning of the week and some stocks going higher in the later of the week. But I would really like to see it hit that 272, 372 level um, at least as part of this intermediate run. ROKU. ROKU is holding at 200 days average as a support 357. Below that, it's kind of gets very, very nasty. Yeah, I think it's a must hold, do or die kind of situation for ROKU. And we are in an iron condor 350, 360, 420, 430. So actually, I am in that one. It was risky, so Shopify. We are in an iron fly, so it's pretty much goes like that. Yeah, hopefully it consolidates in this range. This weekly is a clear doji, and as I mentioned, all these COVID, Delta variant COVID rallies might take some breather until it finds a better news. Yeah, but if tech really bounces, there is a scope for it to run, and this could go all the way to 1537. The sell-off was on a low volume, so hopefully we'll find a bounce there. Snow earnings are on August 25th. Very, very good move, and I think last Friday it really kind of moved strongly. 295 is a level where it could take some pause in the direction, and we are expecting a move of $30 into earnings. I think so. If it goes around like 295, we'll be looking at a move to yeah, 307 or a little bit higher also. So overall, if you go and look at the long-term chart, there is a clear channel, upward channel, and it broke the short-term downtrend line, and it can move all the way to 307 and a little bit higher if it wants to. And if it closes around 300 before earnings, there's a good chance that it might go to 335 or it can come back to the 270 major support there. Okay. Space, what we are looking at is it's in no man's land on a weekly basis, and it might find some support at 22.5 or 23. It was a very strong sell-off. Looks like there was some articles on it that it might not have much profit, even though there might be some sales in the near term. So we hope to find some support and for a bounce. The space trade that I had was short 35 and 30. When it was here early this week, that was a very good after the earnings. That was a very good time to kind of close that. But now I have to roll it to the next month. So TDOC, I have a long term call in that it's again the Delta variant thing, and it's not looking strong on weekly, and it is at a support on daily. So we have to really see what it could go, what it should do, what it can do. Um, very less volume sell-off with under very less volume, and the candle also were very light. So support wise, 130 support, resistance wise, I think 158 is the resistance there, 154 to 158. Yeah, so I hope it bounces from here. Team, very strong earnings there in team, and it's trying to hold that support. Weekly looks strong. It might do some sideways actions into this weekend. I'm in a 300-320 debit call spread. No, sorry, I was in a butterfly 300, 280, 300, and 320 butterfly. I closed the long debit and I'm short 300 once, so I don't think it will come there. But let's see. Um, it might do some more consolidation there. Thermo Fisher, it has been strong, gave up a little bit in the early of week, but it kind of bounced back. But 545 being very decent resistance there. It has to really, that was a very decent buying by the dip on a weekly basis. So we don't have any catalyst, but the strong trend, if it continues, 560 would be the resistance with strong support at 537, 532. Okay, but yeah, it's good. It's looking good on daily and weekly. If you are long, you can hold to that. Trip, we have a very long-term leap. Very looks very similar to the other long-term charts. Some decent support on daily, but weekly doesn't look that great. Okay, so really want it to bounce hard if you'd like to kind of make some profit on it and also have any hopes of any future bounce, it has to really make a higher low compared to 33.23, which might happen. So really next week would be a decent one to see what happens in these kind of COVID bounce stocks, like post-COVID bounce stock. Tesla, it is doing that again. So the way we are, the way it's happening is there is a very big sharp up move and then a lot of consolidation to kill the premiums, sharp up move, a lot of consolidation, sharp up move, a lot of consolidation, and it's kind of broke out to the upside last week and then gave up on Friday. So it could be like here, right? So there are two different breakouts that we take an example from history, right? There was this breakout, there was this close on close down the trend line, and then it took off immediately. But here, when it kind of broke out, it continued there. So I think whatever that happened on Friday was very similar to this kind of action, because there is a August 19th event, AI event. There might be, if it follows this pattern, it might gap up or it might open strong. And if tech rallies, this could really take off to 730 and 762 quickly, and then consolidate into the event and even further. So I whatever I have, if you have any short-term options, I think 762 would be a decent resistance. So Tesla on weekly is looking pretty strong. So with 753 as a very 753 as a very strong resistance there from weekly perspective, 750. Um, but yeah, I think all the averages are stacked up and it's looking strong. We really want it to see move above these two last week's levels, 727 and 731 for any upside move. If tech has one more leg up, Tesla might take advantage of that too. But if you get a sharp move like this upward like couple of days, don't go and buy at the end of that sharp move, because as we saw, there might be a lot of consolidation after that. So either get in at these levels and play that move and come out, or try to wait until you get another opportunity. So looks like Tesla, we have 732, 750 and 762 as resistances. TTD earnings was okay, and we have a butterfly and a calendar betting that it goes to 75. The reason for that was a very high open interest for August expiration at 75. There was 33,000 open interest there, and looks like it's all melted down. So maybe it pins around 80, or it might go down too. So let's see, maybe somewhere in between 80 and 77.5. So let's go and see if it makes a quick move. I would like to close those positions quickly. It's still $5. It's within the range for it to go to 75. Also, maybe it goes quickly to 75 and comes back to 70, 80 again towards the end of the week. Okay. ULTA, we have earnings in 8 days, 8.5 days. It was a very strong looking chart. It broke out very decently out of this ascending triangle formation. It quite rallied quite a lot actually to the upside. So there is the upside target of 378, 384. So that was a very strong move. Um, so we have to really see how much additional move it would make, or it will consolidate into the next August weekend. Looking at the options, nothing much here for Alta from options perspective. So it can go either way, leaning a little bit bullish actually. Okay. So that was my quick wrap up. Actually, I anticipated to be a very short video, but it took almost like 40 minutes. So keep an eye on the open interest for August 20th expiration, and market is looking good. Overall, the direction is good. Tech stocks might do good also. So let's see where exactly market goes. So this is my first attempt to make a video like this on a weekend. So if you have any feedback, please feel free to share with me so that I can modify in future. I can't promise that I'll be doing it every week, but maybe whenever I get some time, I can do this video. Okay, so stay green next week and stay safe. Mild bullish is the theme for the next week, and let's see what market decides. Thank you very much.